Hi, I'm Nina, and this is my Week 4 post for types of learners. How do I describe an English language learner? English language learners are children whose native language is not English, and they often struggle with the English language. Challenges as an English language learner would have in school would be many. There are cultural differences that they must adapt to. Depending on age, schooling in America might be differently structured than their previous country. Oftentimes, English language learners are less school-ready than their peers, according to Webb. English language learners also might find it hard to socialize with their peers. While I think the socializing aspect is less in the younger grades, as seen firsthand in my TK classroom, it might be harder the older they are. They might endure discrimination for being unable to speak English or having an accent, or for other reasons, cultural differences. So what is there to support these English language learners? Statistically, 80% of ELL are receiving educational services according to Webb. Bilingual tutors are accessible at some schools. In my classroom, I have one that comes twice a week to help my English language learners. This is considered a push-in program as she comes into the classroom to support. There's also a pull-out program that will designate English language learners a certain amount of time to get caught up in English. This usually happens during ELD, at least in my school, so it does not take away from learning in other areas. Another way is accommodations in the classroom. My district purchased a curriculum book that has accommodations for each activity for English language learners. The science program that we use, which is Twig Science, also has accommodations. Sheltered English instruction incorporates an all-English program that is adapted to the learner's level, according to Webb. In Native American communities, the Heritage Program has a bilingual teacher from that culture that teaches children in both languages, and similarly, the Dual Language Program teach children in both languages and eventually mainstream children to their respective grades. Okay, so what is an at-risk learner? An at-risk learner can look different depending on their individual situation. They typically require extra support in the school setting. These can include, but are not limited to, mental health services, academic services, or other special services. They also might struggle with peer interactions. This can be a child who has monetary challenges throughout their lives, addiction issues, issues with violence, behavioral issues, or other issues in their home lives. According to Webb, so how can we support these students? Webb suggests establishing a trusting relationship as one of the most important. They might not be able to have one at home. A child is more likely to listen to you as well as confide in you if they trust you. For children suffering from addiction or drug abuse, there are many programs that schools can utilize. As a child, I remember the DARE program coming to my school and hosting assemblies, and there are many other programs like that in modern times. For teen pregnancy is also an issue. Sex education is obviously the focus when it comes to prevention. When these aren't enough, there are resource centers that offer counseling, parenting classes, and health services for teen mothers, according to Webb. For children who are at risk of school violence, there are a couple initiatives that educators can implement. Stressing the importance of reporting potential threats is emphasized to students. There are zero tolerance policies regarding guns on campus as well. Cracking down on bullying and cyberbullying has also helped with this. Preparing students for the potential of school violence has also become commonplace. Yesterday in my class, we had a lockdown drill. The older classes had a conversation on why that was necessary, while I toned it down for TK. For children at risk of dropping out, being assigned an adult mentor can be helpful. These adults can provide more services for these students and alter their learning environments to better set them up for success, according to Webb. When I was in high school, there was an alternatives high school that at-risk children could attend to make up credits faster in order to graduate, and they still have those today, and that can also be utilized for teen mothers. These services are incredibly important to at-risk children. Just because a child faces challenges does not mean they are set up for failure. With help from educators and school districts, we can provide the services necessary for these children to succeed. Thank you.